who hosted Deal or No Deal from 2005 to 2016. Noel Edmonds, Bruce Forsyth, Bradley Walsh. Which of these is not a letter of the Greek alphabet? Sigma, Dharma. In 1960, Muhammad Ali. Which of these dances originated in Brazil? Flamenco. Which of these is a root vegetable? Kale, marrow, parsnip. Which of these religions worships only one? Which of these is known as a Ford? Hunter is a famous brand. In which of the home countries is the Millennium? Which of these songs was a hit for David Bowie? The word, oral. Which of these is not a pre-rap? Which of these is not a Which of these chart acts is a solo? Which British dessert and foot? What sort? Which of these comb plates are found at each end of what? Rope ladder. Which of these is? Which Joe did Stacey Solomon marry in 20? Formerly used to carry. Which of these poets was? The Acacia Coa. Where does Homer Simpson work? Nuclear power plant. Which of these? Which river runs? Which of these is? Which of these might be? Which of these racket sports uses the smallest ball? Tennis. What sort of shapes gave Post Malone a big hit in 2019? Anthropology is the study of what? What was the first James Bond film to win an Oscar? How is a haggis traditionally cooked? Complete the 1960s piece slogan, make love not, what? IndyCar is a motor racing championship held in what country? Who had a hit with the song, Suddenly I See? Who had? Pussy and crack are varieties of what tree? Pancake Day always falls on what day of the week? Good and bad is an example of a pair of what nouns? Good and bad. Bolerias is a style of what traditional dance? What do Finnish men carry in the sport of Jukonkunto? What do Finnish? You're gonna need a bigger boat is a line from what film? What were Viking berserkers? What were Viking berserkers? On a Jewish menu, what does the word gefilte mean? Postpartum describes the time following what event? Postpartum describes the time following what event? Divorce, childbirth, marriage. In 1997, No Doubt got to #1 with what song? In 1990, T'Challa is the real name of which Marvel character? What word appears on the badge of Aston Villa? What imperial unit of distance is equal to 220 yards? What imperial unit of distance is equal to 220 yards? Fathom, league, furlong. What term is normally used for the mother of your spouse? In their hit, what did TLC advise listeners not to chase? Woody Allen said, 80% of success is, what? Woody Allen said, 80% of success is, what? Better than nothing, not worth having, showing up. In the Star Wars films, who plays Count Dooku? Over what approximate distance is the Epsom Derby run? Over what approximate distance is the Epsom Derby? In cookery, what name is given to boiled custard? What does the Welsh phrase, "Bwr da" mean? What's the first word of the Lulu hit, Shout?